Hello everybody, this is Joe from PrepAgent. If you could hear me, give me a thumbs up, or better yet, tell me where you are from. If you could hear me, let me know so we can get started. We got Ryan from Palm Springs. It is so hot there, but not right now. It's the winter, so the weather should be great. But in the summer, it's ridiculous hot. Atlanta, Virginia. So for those guys who are new, wondering how we have people from all over the country, in these webinars, I cover material that goes true for everybody. That's not state specific. We avoid the state specific stuff, but we try and cover content that applies to everybody, no matter what state you're in these webinars. So we could have a lot of people here ready to go. And it looks like we do have a lot of people here ready to go. So let's begin with a simple question for everybody. What is the purpose of a deed? Who could tell me what is a deed there for? Why do you have a deed? Who knows? Why do you guys have a deed? What do you guys think? A deed would act as evidence of a transfer. Evidence of a transfer. It is not ownership. What is used to show ownership? What is used to show ownership? What do you guys think? Title shows ownership. Deed is an evidence of a transfer. If it helps you think of a deed like a receipt when you buy something, title would be like if you write your name on your shirt that says it's yours. And that's very important when we talk about property transfer, that you know the difference between deed and title. One is evidence of a transfer, one is ownership. There are different forms of title and there's different forms of deed, but at that principle, you need to know what it is. Moving right along, let's do a question from the board. The purchase of a sale-leaseback transaction would be least concerned with A, condition of the improvements, B, depreciated book value of the building, C, location of the property, or D, general credit of the lessee. What do you guys think? And the answer is B, depreciated book value of the building. So before we go any further with this, about this question, do we all know what a sale-leaseback is? What is a sale-leaseback? Who could tell me what is a sale-leaseback using as few words as possible? What is a sale-leaseback using as few words as possible? Shazia asked, is this live? I am alive and well and got plenty of Starbucks caffeine shots shooting through my veins. So yes, rock and roll. Live and moving. Okay, so a sale-leaseback is when the vendor becomes the lessee. Vendor becomes the lessee. You sell the property, and then you stay in there and you rent it out. You rent it out. The vendor becomes the lessee. Don't forget that OREE rule. Who knows our OREE rule? Do you guys know the OREE rule? It's a suffix and there are no exceptions to it, contrary to people who do not understand what a mortgage does. So the OREE rule, OR is the giver, EE receives, and we remember it with the little song that goes like this. Lessor, vendor, optionor, grantor is the giver, the operator for your pleasure. Lessee, vendee, optionee, grantee gives me property, makes me happy. I know it sounds ridiculous, I get it. But when you guys are taking your exam and you're sitting there like, oh, a give or let, boom, there's the answer. Joe's a genius. You'd be so happy. You look at other people and be like, stupid. Okay, so remember that OREE rule. So when I said the vendor, they're selling the property. They're giving the property. EE, lessee, they're receiving that lease. So why would somebody do that sale leaseback? Well, one example would be if you have a business that's thriving and you need more capital to help your business grow, you could sell that building because although the building may appreciate, your business is going to appreciate much faster. So you'll take the money out from the building, put it into your business, and then you could rent out that place you are so the new buyer gets a great tenant and you get to deduct that rent off of your taxes. Okay, it becomes a deduction. Good. Somebody has to sing that song again, please. Lessor, vendor, optionor, giveor. Lessee, vendee, optionee, gives me. Receive, property. OR gives, EE receives. So I mentioned, contrary to popular belief, when people talk about a mortgage, and this is one of my pet peeves. Okay, let me ask you guys this. Who gets an option? Who receives an option? An optionor or optionee? Let me put this into practice for you guys so we all can pass the exam. Who receives an option? An optionor or an optionee? What do you guys think? The optionee. Who gives a lease? A lessor or a lessee? Who gives a lease? A lessor or lessee? Who gives a deed? A grantor or a grantee? Who gives a deed? A grantor or a grantee? Be the grantor. Who gives a mortgage? A mortgagor or a mortgagee? Who gives a mortgage? A mortgagor or mortgagee? And the one who gives the mortgage would be the mortgagor, would be the mortgagor. Now, here's the tough part. I said the one who gives the mortgage is the mortgagor. Who's the one living in the house? Who's the one borrowing the money? Who's the one borrowing the money from the bank and receiving it? Is that the mortgagor or mortgagee? So that guy who gets a loan from the bank so he can watch TV in his house, is that the mortgagor or the mortgagee? What is the borrower? Are they the mortgagor or the mortgagee? They are the mortgagor. They are the mortgagor. And this is a common mistake. It looks like a lot of people are making this mistake. So I'm glad I could clear this up for everybody. They are the mortgagor. Okay? Do we all know why? Who knows why they are the mortgagor and not the mortgagee? What do you guys think? Why are they the mortgagor and not the mortgagee? The reason they are the mortgagor and not the mortgagee is because they have to give that promissory note. They have to give that pledge. Everybody thinks in terms of money, but nobody's giving you money until you give something first. I'm not giving you money until you first give me some evidence of debt, some promise that you'll pay me back. So the mortgagor is giving. What is a mortgage? Well, mortgage is actually Latin for death pledge. Has any of you guys ever heard that before? Kind of a creepy conversation over your next family dinner, but that's what it is. A mortgage is actually Latin for death pledge. It's a pledge. So who's giving that pledge? The borrower is, the mortgagor. They're saying, I promise that if I don't pay you back, you could take my house. I owe you money. I'm writing an I owe you. It's called a promissory note, evidence of the debt. Okay? And then the bank says, thank you. I've received your pledge. I've received that evidence of the debt. I have received that mortgage. So I will then give you money. All right? Does everybody get that? I understand in everyday vernacular, it works a little differently when you're talking to people just getting loans, talking to a real estate agent. But that's not what we're dealing with here. We're trying to pass an exam, so you got to know the roots of these words. Everybody got it? Hopefully that helped. Was that helpful? Hopefully that helped some guys. Okay, good. All right, let's look at the next question on the board. A written instrument which passes title of property, such as furniture, purchased as part of a home sale from the seller to the buyer would be A, bill of sale, B, title, C, lease, or D, a deed. What do you guys think? So a deed, we said, passes interest to real property, and a bill of sale passes interest to personal property. Good. Excellent. Okay, moving right along. By the way, we have a lot of new people here. In case you guys haven't signed up with PrepAgent, for premium members, these webinars go 5 days a week, and you get the recordings available to you. If you have not signed up, you could use the promo code PRICECHANGE. We're doing a big promo today, and you guys could use that if you want. Just type in the word price change when you pay for it, the promo code, and you get 40% off. But for our premium members, these webinars are 5 days a week, a lot less people in the chat, and you get access to the recorded ones. Okay, moving right along. Which of the following would not be subject to property tax? A, vacant land located in unincorporated area of the county. B, mobile homes properly installed on a permanent foundation. C, intangible personal property. D, possessory interests of lessees in tax-exempt public property, such as on oil and gas properties. And the answer is C, intangible personal property. I mean, you can't even hold it. Those are things like patents, things of that nature. Speaking of taxes, which comes up a lot when we talk about property transfer, what is Latin for according to value? What is Latin for according to value? What do you guys think? What is Latin for according to value? Nice job, Romulo Romano. He got it with the word ad valorem. Ad valorem is Latin for according to value. Since we're on Latin, let us do a little Latin speed round for you guys. I'm going to give you a Latin word, and you guys write the meaning as fast as you can. First one gets it right, gets a fist bump. Not a real one, because we're not with you. But you said ad valorem is Latin for according to value. What is lease pendens? What is lease pendens Latin for? Lease pendens. What do you guys think? Lease pendens. And that would be pending litigation or lawsuit pending. Kim Ann West, first on the board with that one. Big fist bump for you. How would you say in Latin for the life of another? For the life of another. So we talk about life estates, this comes up quite a bit. When we talk about life estates, for the life of another. Pure vu autrui. Nice job, Angela George. Angela George on it. Great job. Okay, nova. Nova. Nova is Latin for nova, and this comes up when we talk about novations. When we talk about contracts, nova is Latin for new. Nova is Latin for new. Somebody said that's French, not Latin. All right. If that is, then I stand corrected, as long as we all pass. So nova is Latin for new. And last but not least, how would you say buyer beware? Buyer beware. Buyer beware in Latin. Parlez-vous français? Je peux? I feel like whenever I talk French, I gotta hold a tiny little coffee cup with my pinky out. Am I wrong with that? Anybody else with me? Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Un peu. Okay, caveat emptor is buyer beware. Buyer beware. Okay, nice job, everybody. Okay, moving right along. When a company furnishes material for the construction of a house and is subsequently not paid, it may file A, estoppel certificate, B, a mechanic's lien, C, a lease pendant, or D, a deficiency judgment. What do you guys think? And the answer is mechanic's lien. Mechanic's lien. Mechanic's liens, we don't pay somebody for work they've done. Is a mechanic's lien a specific lien or a general lien? Or as a matter of fact, let's take a step back. What is a lien? Who knows what a lien is? What is a lien? A lien is when you owe money. A mechanic's lien is a specific lien, meaning if you don't pay for it, they could take one thing. Whereas a general lien, if you don't pay it, they could take everything. Give me other examples of a specific lien. Give me other examples of a specific lien. Congrats, Nicole. Okay, so property tax would be a specific lien. Income tax would be a general lien. Other examples, specific liens. We just said a mechanic's lien. A mortgage would be a specific lien. An example of a general lien would be like a judgment. A judgment lien when the court says you owe money. Do we have a lot of bilingual people here? Who speaks multiple language? Great asset for real estate and in life. Where's my Spanish speakers? ¿Dónde estás, mi gente? ¿Dónde es mi amigos? Okay, moving right along. Japanese. Konnichiwa. Okay, moving right along. We just did something similar to this. We'll answer this super quick. Everybody should get this right. Ooh, Portuguese. Todo bem? Todo bem? That's Portuguese. My best. A mechanic's lien would be properly classified as A, specific lien, B, a general lien, C, a voluntary lien, D, equitable lien. You guys should get this right super quickly. We just went over this. If you don't get this right, I'm going to cry. Todo bem? Specific lien. Good. Who could tell me what is a 1031 tax-deferred exchange? 1031 tax-deferred exchange. Do not cry. That's what lose weight guaranteed Perdi pesos garantizado just said. Okay, 1031 tax-deferred exchange is when you sell one property, take the money from the property, and put it into another. You don't take the money and put it into your hands. And when you do that, you have 45 days to identify a property and 180 days to close. It is called tax-deferred because eventually you're going to want to sell that property and take the money home with you. You don't always want to put it one into the other. So don't get it confused. It's not tax-free. It's tax-deferred. Everybody got that? So an appraiser finds the value of your house when you sell your house and lenders get involved. Who finds the value of your house when trying to find out the value for tax purposes? What's the name of that person? What do you guys think? So the appraiser finds the value when you're selling your home, typically when you're getting a loan or if you're getting divorced, generally when you want to find the value. So the answer to that one would be an assessor. That would be an assessor. Can the assessor use the appraiser's records to find their value and vice versa? What do you guys think? Can the assessor use the appraiser's results and vice versa? No, they must do it independently. Oops, somebody just passed, but they went too far in the chat too quickly. Congratulations, whoever that was. Jessica, I believe it was. Jessica. You guys know how I feel. Everybody should have their name chanted once in their lives. It's like a bucket list item. Everybody needs to fulfill. Everybody chant Jessica. Jessica. She just passed. Oh, her name is Jessica in the chat. Well, it sounds like you're chanting her name even when you just read it. Okay, move right along. Question on the board. The right of alienation is defined as A, statutes of descent and distribution, B, the right to transfer an interest of real property, C, the right to execute and deliver a deed, or D, the right to make a will. What do you guys think? All right, and the answer here is B, the right to transfer an interest in real property. Good. Real quick, what's the difference between real property and personal property? Who could answer that? What's the difference between real property and personal property? A quick speed round here. Brian says, can you explain what that means? Sure, Brian. Alienation just means you could get rid of it. Personal property is generally movable. Real property is generally immovable. Is that always the case? Is all personal property movable? Is all personal property movable? What do you guys think? No. It is in the sense that when you leave, you could move. When you move, it moves with you. It goes with you. So in that sense, yeah. But the reality is, people think movable, like you can physically move it, and it's not all like that. Okay, not all personal property is movable in that sense, just like all real property. Some of it you could physically move, such as with things like a pool covering. Okay, a pool covering is something that's movable, but is considered real property. Personal property, movable. So an example of personal property that is really hard to move would be like a dentist chair. A dentist chair is personal property, but it would be super hard to move. A dentist chair is a certain type of fixture. What is the name for that type of fixture? A dentist chair would be an example of a trade fixture. Trade fixture. It would be a trade fixture. So let's back up for a second. Can personal property become real property? Personal property can become real property, and that's what we talk about when it's incorporated in land, and that'll be the fixture, of which somebody mentioned that Maria test. What does Maria stand for? What do you guys think Maria stands for? Maria stands for method, adaptability, relationship, intention, and agreement. And that's how you know if something is incorporated into the land. It's incorporated into the land. Hey, good job, everybody. An order from a court to a designated official to sell property in order to pay a judgment is called A, a writ of execution, B, a foreclosure, C, a deficiency judgment, or D, an attachment. What do you guys think? And the answer would be A, a writ of execution. By the way, if you guys do not already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's prep_agent. I'll write that in for you guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram there. Just look up prep_agent. It's free. There's no reason for you guys not to. You absolutely must. If you're studying for the exam, when you've passed, you can move on. But while you're studying, it's insane not to follow it because we offer free advice and free information and free content that'll help you pass your exam. When private property is abandoned, the state may acquire title to that property under the right of A, escheat, B, police power, C, taxation, or D, eminent domain. What do you guys think? And the answer is A, escheat. So we're talking about the government powers. What are the 4 government powers? What do you guys think? What are the 4 government powers? Who can tell me what the 4 government powers? The 4 government powers would be police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. These things limit your property. This is why when you have a fee simple absolute estate is not truly absolute because you're limited by these government powers. Police power, eminent domain, taxation, and escheat. Who could tell me what is eminent domain? What is eminent domain? Who could tell me what that is? Eminent domain. What is eminent domain? So eminent domain is the government's right to take that property for public use. I see somebody wrote condemnation. Drew wrote condemnation. That is the way they do it. They basically condemn your property and then just compensation is paid. And if they do not pay you what you deserve, what can you file? So in eminent domain, they have the right to take your property for public use. And then through the process of condemnation, they take that property and they give you money. What is it called if they do not give you the money? And the answer is inverse condemnation. NIRE is the first one on the board with that. Nice job. What is police power? So if eminent domain, they take that property from you, what does police power do? What is police power all about? What do you guys think? So eminent domain, they take the property away from you. Police power, they basically tell you how to use your property. Can you guys give me examples of police power as it pertains to the real estate exam? I like how Eric Lou said regulate. That's a great way to say it. Nice job, Eric. So building codes would be an example of police power. Zoning would be an example of police power. Go ahead and give me some examples of building codes you see right now in your room, where you are in this moment. I'm assuming you're not outside. Maybe you are. Maybe you guys are in your car. I don't know. So examples of building codes would be like handrails, fire exits, smoke alarm, good, things of that nature. And these all are under police power because they are building codes. Good job, everybody. I already did that one. Judine says, tell us how to use police power. Only the government could do that, or like super corrupt people with a lot of money who pay people off. Okay, so here we go. Which of the following best describes earnest money? A, the commission paid the broker. B, the money deposited by the purchaser with the broker or seller to pay for the expenses of examining the title. C, consideration of the sale of the property. Or D, the money deposited by the purchaser at the time of entering into a contract. What do you guys think? And the answer is D, the money deposited by the purchaser at the time of entering the contract. What is that earnest money deposit? It's also known as a good faith deposit. What is that all about? What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that? So basically that is there to show you are serious about your offer. It shows you're serious. It's just like if I go up to somebody and I say, will you marry me? So if I go up to Kim, I say, Kim, will you marry me? And she looks at me and says, where's my ring? I'm like, I don't have one. She'll say, I don't believe that you're serious. You're not serious. But by the same token, if I showed up, so will you marry me? And I present a $20,000 ring, she'd be like, oh man, he is very serious about this offer. And he'd be like, woo, $20,000 ring, rock and roll. That's how the earnest money deposit works. It's the same deal. It shows you're serious and that there's something to be lost if you do not follow through with what you say you're going to do. Excuse me. I'm thinking 20 grand would be a pretty sweet ring. What do you guys think? All right, a written summary of the history of all conveyance as legal proceedings affecting a specific parcel of real estate is called an A, affidavit of title, B, certificate of title, C, title insurance policy, D, abstract of title. And the answer is abstract summary. All right, so whenever you hear that word abstract, it's a summary. I feel like I have good energy today. I think it's because of you guys. We're rocking in the chat. Sounds good, got good energy. You guys feel like you're learning a lot? I hope you are, because I'm feeling pretty good about this evening. The title to real estate passes when a valid deed is A, delivered and accepted, B, signed and recorded, C, executed and mailed. D, filed and microfilmed. Microfilm, isn't that from libraries in like the 80s? Okay, and the answer is A, accepted. And if you guys checked off microfilm, then it's not looking good for you. Okay, so the answer is delivered and accepted. The title to your real estate passes when a valid deed is delivered and accepted. The list of previous owners of conveyance from who the present real estate owner derived his or her title is known as the A, title insurance policy, B, certificate of title, C, chain of title, or D, abstract of title. What do you guys think? And the answer is C, chain of title. That's the history of ownership. We're talking about property transfer, and I can't leave this evening without asking you guys this. What is a quitclaim deed? What is a quitclaim deed? That comes up quite a bit. So we talk about a deed as evidence of a transfer. Congratulations, Joel. I'm passing. Joel Arroyo passed. Thank you so much for the positivity. Much appreciated. We're going to do a follow-up video with you and put it on YouTube so you can share your experience. Okay, a quitclaim deed passes title immediately. It's basically when you want to change the name on title. You do this with like friends and family or close friends. Sometimes people do when they get divorced, when they just want to sign over a property and put in somebody else's name. Or if you want to put in your kid's name, that's that family example. So generally speaking, no money is exchanged with a quitclaim deed. When you're selling your property, you don't use a quitclaim deed. Generally speaking, a quitclaim deed is used just when you want to put somebody else's name on the property. Which lien has priority in a foreclosure sale? A, mortgagor or the original lender. B, delinquent property taxes. C, mechanics or material men who file timely notice after commencing work on the property. Or D, first lien recorded. And the answer is B, delinquent property taxes. Property taxes get paid first. Nobody takes priority over the government. Voluntary alienation refers to A, adverse possession, B, a sale or gift, C, descent, or D, eminent domain. What do you guys think? Voluntary alienation refers to A, adverse possession, B, a sale or gift, C, descent, or D, eminent domain. So this means you're giving away because you want to. Whereas eminent domain, we discussed, the government takes it from you through that process of condemnation. So then the answer would be sale or gift. You usually don't give gifts because you have to. Which of the following document is usually prepared when a real estate buyer also purchases a seller's riding lawnmower? A, an option, B, a bill of sale, C, a conditional sales contract, or D, a wraparound loan? Oh, I see a lot of people circling B, but you better be sure. You guys better be sure about that. Ah, and you're correct. Nice job, everybody. I was trying to trick you. Bill of sales for personal property. Great job, everybody. So that is that for this evening. Thank you so much for attending. This is Joe from PrepAgent, and I'm here with Arthur and Adrian. As always, we are here 5 days a week. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 o'clock East Coast time, and on Tuesday and Thursdays, we do 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock East Coast time. We try to mix it up as much as we can. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. If you are a member, if you're not a member, make sure you sign up. And of course, follow us on our social media, whether it's Instagram, Pinterest, and of course, our Facebook group, which has grown to something like 18,000 people. It's crazy. And by the way, we're super excited because soon we're going to be at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And when that happens, I'm going to order a sweet pair of sneakers. One of those like ones you could design your own. I haven't thought of a design yet, but we shall see. But anyways, thank you everybody and have a great day.